All right, Ryan Benson here back again for video assignment number 4, I believe this is. We are in Module 4, Unit 6, Technology and Healthcare Ethics. This unit module, we were learning about how advancements in technology are impacting the patient care industry. We're exploring and discussing the pros and cons of a data-driven approach to healthcare, and the possibility of the overemphasis of data can dehumanize patient treatment and outcomes. So are you a patient or are you a number on a spreadsheet? So there are some pros. We'll look at aggregated data can enable lower wait times. So that means there's the potential for wait times. Better processing of data means faster in and out. You don't have to spend as much time filling out paperwork. I was sick a couple months ago, and I went to an American Family Care, and they gave me actually an iPad to fill out paperwork instead of a clipboard with a pen attached to it. It was actually pretty cool, and it was tailored and customized to American Family Care. So I was able to fill everything out on it and give it back to them, give my license, and then I was back and getting looked at in just a few minutes. Managing data better could mean less money spent, especially on the back end. If you're able to take better care of and observe your numbers better, that means less medicine walking off and going missing. You have better stock of your inventory and level that you're at and where things are going. We don't need to be using as much of this, or we really don't need to be using 2 of these per visit. We could get by with just one, so let's do that. And then consumers, patients, I said customers, they now have the ability to manage their own treatment. So I saw recently, I don't know, within the last year, UAB, I saw an ad on TV that UAB has began offering over the phone, and I think like app appointments with doctors. You have the ability to chat and say, this is how I'm feeling, this is what I think, and they can respond back and say, based off of what you've submitted to us, you can get a prescription, or don't worry about going to the doctor, we'll call you in, something CVS. Now let's move on to cons. There's less emphasis on individuals with a data-driven approach to healthcare. Patients have the ability to get sidelined and misdiagnosed. Misdiagnosis, that's a big thing, obviously. Imagine that you're being grouped into a diagnosis because you fit some of the markers or symptoms of an illness or sickness, but you don't fit all of them. You fit kind of like it could be pneumonia, like walking pneumonia, but it could also just be a really bad cold, and they're not really sure. If you don't fit all of them, then you could be grouped into something and given a diagnosis that doesn't fit you, and then you're being given medicine that you don't need, and that could be a problem. So your treatment should be tailor fit to your needs. But because there is a more data-driven approach, it may not be being treated that way. And then as well, being more data-driven makes the patient feel less like a person. So that the American Family Care visit that I talked about a second ago, while I was able to fill out paperwork on the iPad, when I got back to the room to see the doctor, he also had an iPad and a computer that he was carrying around. And me being a techie kind of person, I was like, wow, that's really awesome. You're getting to use that. And he was like, no, I hate it. And I was like, why? He's like, well, for one, it's a new system. I'm trying to figure it out. And 2, I spend more time on the computer than I do actually talking and diagnosing a patient. So it basically makes they're doing this to try and figure out if it would help speed things up, make things easier, and it's actually, kind of hurting how many people we can get seen and the efficiency of it. And then again, a con is, while it is a pro to be able to manage your own treatment, everybody hates going to the doctor and sitting in emergency rooms. It's also a con because you are managing your own treatment, and you're not a doctor. WebMD doesn't count. Um, so, I mean, I don't think there's anything else that I have to say to that. I do think, though, that a data-driven approach to healthcare is not good. Um, you need to be treated like a person, as a person, and for your specific diagnosis or illness or treatment. That's why there are so many wrong deaths in hospitals per year because things are not taken care of. Somebody's given the wrong medicine. They're not given enough attention to detail, and something goes unnoticed. So it's definitely a con in my mind of having a data-driven approach to healthcare. But we'll just have to see if that's something that we can try and change and adjust as we move forward in the future.